Monkey Tools Calendar Monkey doesn't just work with standard 12-month calendars that work on a December 31st year end. In fact, if we go into our Calendar Monkey and take the model that I've been building here, I can actually go and create a calendar that runs on a different year end. So we'll just wait for our Calendar Monkey builder to load here. There we are. And I'm going to use a 12-month calendar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and pick a different month end. So I'm going to go and choose a September 30th year end. Now here's the important part to understand about what's going on here. This is a valid year end. It does not necessarily need to overlap with the data that I have. So in this particular case, my data runs from 2018 through to 2019, but I can still pick a September 30th, 2024 year end. As long as it's a valid year end, Monkey Tools will do the job of actually getting the right year end for the correct period. So once again, I'm going to go and pick up from my staging sales table and from my staging budgets table for my earliest and latest dates. I'm going to choose next. And you'll notice that when I am working with a non-standard year end, we also have a bunch of fiscal period columns that show up. So fiscal year, quarter fiscal year, which is different, of course, than calendar year and quarter of calendar year. We have a fiscal start and end columns for different areas as well. You pick the ones you want to include inside your data model. We will adjust the Power Query for you so that it creates the right values so that when you load it to the data model, it's all ready to go and covers your entire fiscal year end for your date range that you have. I'm going to choose next. You'll notice in this case here, it's told me that it cannot create relationships between the tables. And it gives you a little message here as to why. And the reason is because those columns are hidden inside the data model. And unfortunately, I cannot create any relationships against columns that are hidden. So if we wanted to have the relationships created automatically, those columns need to be unhidden in the data model before we run the Calendar Monkey. Regardless, it'll still create the calendar for us. What we can see here is it's creating its start date query and its end date query. It's created the calendar query, and it's given us the information that you would have seen if you use a regular calendar or any of our custom calendars as well. It tells us what we need to do. So let's go and close this. We'll hop into the data model. I'm going to go and create the relationships that it couldn't create for me. So we can see that we have a hidden column here. That's why it couldn't actually check the box for us automatically. I wish I could unhide it and do it or work on hidden columns, but unfortunately, Microsoft won't let me. So there we go. That's the first one. And now we'll go from date to date for my sales table to calendar. So the relationships are now set up correctly. That's great. And of course, the other piece when working with Calendar Monkey is that we do need to go back and set up our sorting orders. So in this case, because this is a 12-month calendar, I'm going to go to my month short, the short form of my month name, and I'm going to sort this one. And what we're going to sort it by this time around is I'm actually going to go and look for the month of fiscal year rather than the month number, which is of the calendar year. So this should sort it so that October is 1, November is 2, December is 3, and January is 4, and so forth. So there we go. We can say OK. And of course, at this point, we should also sort our day. That one, of course, is going to be based still on our weekday number. So here's day of week, and away we go. We can say OK, and that's ready to go. So now, whatever measures I built, if I start building a pivot table and using these fiscal periods, once again, they're going to sort based on the custom sort orders that I've actually set up here. You can see the width of the entire calendar table with all the columns that I chose are all here. So this is going to allow me to make some really smart DAX measures. And again, the most important thing to remember here is as we refresh our model, what's going to happen is the Power Query is going to look at the column with the earliest date and the latest dates here. It's going to convert these into the proper fiscal year ends and actually run the calendar for the entire fiscal year from whatever that earliest to whatever that latest date. And when I say fiscal year, I'm saying fiscal years, plural. It's not just one at a time. So there we go. That's how we can build a non-standard calendar using Power Query and Monkey Tools. Thanks for watching this episode of Using Monkey Tools. To get your own monkey, visit our website at monkeytools.ca. Or if you subscribe to Skillwave's Self-Service Business Intelligence Academy, you'll get a free annual pro license included with your subscription. And remember, Monkey Tools was developed to support better Excel and Power BI solutions. If you want to learn how to really master these tools, you should definitely check out our full course catalog at skillwave.training.